Hi everyone, I'm Xiao Jin from Susan's family. Today, I'll teach you the crocheting method for the Libra from Baby Zodiac series. This toy is made with high-quality yarn and comes with delicate accessories, making it both lively and exquisite. It can be used as a decorative piece or a hanging charm, with versatile uses and a simple crocheting method that's easy to learn. If you want to purchase the original materials kit and receive crocheting guidance, please search for Susan's Family on Amazon to visit our shop directly. Now, let's get started. This toy consists of two main sections, the main part and accessories. The main part includes legs, body, arms, head, and hat. The legs, body, arms, and hat need to be crocheted first, then stuffed and assembled with the head at the corresponding positions. Accessories include hair buns, pendants, bow decorations, keyrings, and patches. Complete the main part first, then attach the accessories to each section. First, let's learn the crocheting method for the main part, starting with the hat. Look at the chart. In the pattern chart, the rounds column is labeled as R plus number. The total stitches column shows the total number of stitches after completing that round. The increases and decreases explanation column indicates the stitch techniques and any increases or decreases needed for that round. This toy uses X stitch single crochet throughout. From now on, we'll simply refer to it as single crochet. In the chart, the stitch symbols are X for single crochet, V for single crochet increase, plus chain and slip stitch. Now watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. To make it clearer, I'm using chunky yarn for demonstration with random colors. For specific yarn color schemes and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the pattern chart. The cast on in the chart is magic ring, meaning the cast on method is the adjustable magic ring. First, let's do the adjustable magic ring. Pick up the yarn tail with your right hand and wrap it twice around your left index finger. 1, 2, there are a total of 3 strands on top. Pinch the overlapping part of the loops with your right thumb and index finger and pull through. Then wrap the yarn tail around your left little finger once. Pass it through between the middle finger and index finger. Transfer the loop to between your left middle finger and thumb. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand. The crochet hook moves between these 2 points. Insert into the loop. Position the hook to the left of the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw the yarn through. Make a chain stitch to secure. Keep the hook on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the loop. 1 chain stitch is completed. Everyone, this is how the adjustable magic ring looks when it's done. Now let's work the first round. R1 is 6x. This means to make 6 single crochets into the magic ring. First, make a chain stitch as the turning chain for the single crochet. This beginning chain isn't shown in the chart, but in actual crocheting, we need to make a beginning chain at the start of each round. Note that the beginning chain does not count as a stitch, and you can tighten it slightly. Next, work single crochets into the magic ring. Insert into the large space. Position the hook above the yarn tail. Draw the yarn through. Now there are 2 loops on your hook. Place the hook in front of the yarn tail and wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw through both loops on the hook with 1 yarn over. 1 X stitch single crochet is completed. The chain on the upper right corresponds to the stitch. That is, 2 strands forming a V shape like this. Each subsequent stitch will have its corresponding stitch. Place a stitch marker on this single crochet stitch to help find the slip stitch position when finishing. If you don't have a stitch marker, you can use a safety pin or paper clip instead. This stitch marker position is the first stitch of the current round. Next, work the second stitch. Insert into the large space. Place the hook above the yarn. Pull the yarn through. Next, place the hook in front of the yarn tail, and wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw through both loops on the hook in one yarn over. The second single crochet is completed. This round requires 6 stitches total. Continue crocheting this way. Before pulling the yarn through, always place the hook above the yarn tail. 3, 4, 5, 6. Once all are completed, close the magic ring loop. There are 2 loops here. First, gently pull the yarn tail. You can see one loop is moving. Tighten the moving loop first. One loop remains. Pull the yarn tail tight directly. This secures the loop. The stitch pattern corresponding to the chart is completed. Next, join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet stitch of this round. That is, make a slip stitch at the stitch marker spot. Insert the hook. The hook doesn't need to be above the yarn tail. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook in once. The braid next to it is the slip stitch. The slip stitch is not indicated in the form. In the actual crocheting process, each round ends with a slip stitch. Tighten the slip stitch well, otherwise you might accidentally add extra stitches in the next round. This round has 6 single crochets. The starting yarn tail can be left for now, and woven in while working the next round. As you can see, this is what it looks like after completing the first round. Next, work the second round. R2 is 6V, meaning make single crochet increases in all 6 stitches of the previous round, continuously for 6 times. Start with a chain stitch as the turning chain for the single crochet. This stitch corresponds to the stitch below. The turning chain does not count as a stitch. To make the join less noticeable, gently pull to tighten the turning chain. This round consists entirely of single crochets. An increase, 2 SC in one stitch, means making 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Make the first single crochet increase into the stitch corresponding to the turning chain. Insert the hook. While crocheting, place the starting yarn tail above the hook. Weave it in along with the texture of the fabric. One stitch. Insert into the same position again. 2 stitches. This single crochet increase is now complete. Mark the first single crochet. Next, make a single crochet increase into the adjacent stitch on the left side. Insert into these 2 strands. Don't forget to weave in the yarn tail while crocheting. 1 stitch. 2 stitches. The second single crochet increase is now complete. This round requires 6 single crochet increases in total. Continue with the remaining 4 by making 2 single crochets into each stitch. Finish the last increase and join with a slip stitch at the marker spot. Pay attention, after completing each round, always join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Insert the hook. Let's emphasize again, when making a slip stitch, the hook should not be placed above the yarn tail. Yarn over, draw the yarn through. Pull through all loops on the hook in one go. Tighten the slip stitch. Let's count the stitch count. A V-shaped loop represents 1 stitch. Count back from the last stitch to the slip stitch position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This round has a total of 12 stitches. The starting yarn tail can be cut directly since one round has already been completed. Everyone, this is what it looks like after completing the second round. Next, crochet the third round. Our 3 is X, V, asterisk 6. The parentheses here indicate a group. Asterisk 6 means to repeat the pattern 6 times. The stitch pattern for this round is 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet increase. Repeat this group 6 times. Chain 1 as the turning chain. Tighten the turning chain. The stitch under the turning chain corresponds to the stitch below. At the beginning of each subsequent round, chain 1 as the turning chain, which does not count as a stitch, and tighten it. I won't repeat this explanation anymore. Work a single crochet into the stitch under the turning chain. Mark the stitch. Next, work a single crochet increase into the adjacent stitch. One group of XV is completed. Let me demonstrate again. First, work a single crochet. Continue down, work a single crochet increase. This is the second time. This round requires repeating XV 6 times. For the remaining 4 times, work all the way down using the method of 1 single crochet, followed by 1 single crochet increase. Continue working them down to complete. After completing the last increase, join with a slip stitch at the marker spot. Pull tight. This round has a total of 18 stitches. The total stitches for each round are referenced in the corresponding chart, and I won't repeat this explanation anymore. You can see the texture on the right side of the fabric is clearer. The texture on the wrong side is blurrier. When crocheting later, always keep the right side facing you. This completes the third round. Continue to crochet the fourth round. Our 4 is V, 2x, asterisk 6, where 2x means working 2 single crochets in adjacent stitches. Single crochets worked one stitch to another are also called even stitches. Start this round with a single crochet increase, then work 2 single crochets. Repeat this group 6 times. First work a single crochet increase. Mark the first stitch. When crocheting later, always mark the first stitch of each round. This makes it convenient to find the slip stitch position when finishing. I won't repeat this explanation anymore. Next, work 2 even single crochets. 1, 2, this is the V2X crochet method. Let me demonstrate again. First work a single crochet increase. Then work 2 even single crochets. This is the second time. This round needs to be repeated 6 times in total. Continue with the remaining 4 repetitions using the same method. Finally, work a slip stitch at the stitch marker position. Pull tight. Here's what it looks like after completing the 4th round. Next, we'll work the 5th round. Our 5 is 3x V *6, meaning work 3 even single crochets, followed by a single crochet increase. Repeat this pattern 6 times. First, work 3 single crochets. Then work a single crochet increase. One 3x V sequence is now complete. This round requires repeating 3x V 6 times total. Continue the remaining 5 repetitions using the same method. First, work 3 consecutive single crochets. Then work a single crochet increase. Continue working them all the way down. Join with a slip stitch at the stitch marker position to finish. Pull tight. As you can see, this is what it looks like after completing the 5th round. In the chart, R6 to R12 is 30x, meaning no increases or decreases. Starting from round 6, each round consists of 30 even single crochets until round 12 is completed. I'll demonstrate the crocheting method for round 6. This round requires working even single crochets by picking up stitches corresponding to each stitch. Continue working them all the way down. Finish by joining with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Pull tight. Since we're working even single crochets, the fabric edge may curl slightly. Turn the right side facing you. Flip the curled part backward. Look here. This is what it looks like after completing round 6. From round 7 to 12, simply work even single crochets by picking up stitches corresponding to each stitch. The method is simple. Refer to the chart and finish crocheting them yourself. While crocheting, remember to keep the right side facing out. I won't demonstrate this part. Now I'll show you a way to count rounds. The fabric surface has raised textures as your guide. Each ring of texture indicates one completed round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 rounds total. You can determine the round count this way going forward. After completing all rounds, try the hat on your forehead to check. I'll demonstrate the method using a sample piece. Align the back with the neck position. The outer edge should wrap around your ears completely. Since everyone's tension differs, the fabric size will vary. If it covers too much, work one less round. If it doesn't cover the ears, add one more round. Adjust the number of rounds according to your actual needs. Finally, secure with a chain stitch. Pull a large loop. Leave about 25 centimeters of yarn tail and cut off. Pull tight. Now the hat is completed. Set it aside for later use. Next, learn the crocheting method for the legs. Refer to the chart. The legs are crocheted in rounds starting with an adjustable magic ring. The method is simple. Just follow the pattern chart by yourself. Pay attention when crocheting, because the stitch count is small. After completing the single crochets in the second round, make sure the right side of the fabric faces out. Turn the curled part backward. Join with a slip stitch to secure. The following crocheting method is simple. While crocheting, keep the right side facing out. I won't demonstrate further here. After completing everything, make a chain stitch to secure. Pull a large loop. Leave about 5 centimeters of yarn tail. Cut off. Pull tight. Everyone, this is what one leg looks like when completed. Crochet the other leg using the same method. After completing, do not break the yarn. I won't demonstrate this part. Look, this is what the second leg looks like when completed. After both legs are crocheted, stuff them with fiber fill. While stuffing, pay attention not to drop the loops on the hook for the leg that hasn't been fastened off. Stuff while adjusting the position with scissors. Make sure the stuffing is firm and even. Be mindful not to prick your hands with scissors. Now both legs are done. Next, learn the crocheting method for the body. Check the chart. Continue crocheting in rounds upward along both legs. In the diagram, CH stands for chain stitch. A indicates an invisible decrease for single crochet. Now watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. The chart shows 4 CH to connect the two legs. This means crochet 4 chain stitches between the two legs to join them, then crochet the 6th round. Take the leg that hasn't been fastened off, and insert the hook into the loop that was left. Slightly adjust the loop size. Crochet 4 chain stitches. Don't make these 4 stitches too tight, keep them slightly loose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark the first and last stitches. Attach the marker to the strand on the right side of the braid. After completing, insert the hook into the loop that was left. Take the other leg. Insert into the first single crochet stitch, which is the position of the yarn tail that was cut earlier. Crochet a slip stitch. Join them together. When crocheting, pull the yarn tail along. Pull the slip stitch tight. This connects the two legs together. Move on to crochet the 6th round according to the chart. First, complete the single crochets corresponding to the left leg. Don't forget to make a chain 1 as beginning chain when crocheting. Crochet 2 single crochets first. The first stitch goes into the insertion point of the previous slip stitch. Mark it. Remember to weave in the ends while crocheting. Two increases. Two single crochets. The stitch pattern for this leg is now completed. Now reach the chain stitch position for joining, crochet single crochets on top. First, insert the hook into the adjacent chain on the left side. Pick up both strands of the braid above. That is the insertion point below the stitch marker. Work a single crochet inside. After completing, pick up both strands of the adjacent braid, and crochet a single crochet. This braid is less noticeable. Don't miss it. Continue picking up both strands of the braid above to crochet single crochets. After completing, finish the single crochets corresponding to the other leg. 2 single crochets. Don't miss the stitch corresponding to the chain. Two increases. Two single crochets. The single crochets for this leg are completed. Finally, crochet single crochets on the other side of the connecting chain. Pay attention to the insertion point here. Pick up this strand of the remaining braid to crochet. That is the insertion point of the single crochet below. As you can see, the top and bottom single crochets are worked into the same space. Join with a slip stitch at the stitch marker position when completed. End. Pull tight. Everyone, this is what it looks like after completing round 6. The crocheting method for round 7 is similar to the previous rounds. The parentheses indicate a group. The number after the multiplication sign indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. The number before X indicates how many single crochets to work. Note that the increases and decreases must be worked according to the increases and decreases explanation table. Do not adjust randomly. Rounds 8 through 12 are worked evenly, crocheting single crochets without increases or decreases. When crocheting, always keep the right side facing you. Everyone, refer to the pattern and crochet to the corresponding rounds. I won't demonstrate this part. Everyone, this is what it looks like after completing round 12. When counting rounds, simply count upwards from one of the legs. After completing round 12, at the position where the leg connects to the body, add some stuffing to make it firm and even. Next, crochet round 13, R13, is 4x, 4x, asterisk 3. A stands for single crochet decrease. The stitch pattern for this round is, work 4 single crochets, then 1 single crochet decrease, followed by 4 single crochets. Repeat this group 3 times. First, work 4 single crochets. Don't forget to mark the first single crochet. After completing, work a single crochet decrease using the invisible decrease method. Take a look, one stitch consists of these 2 strands. The strand closer to you is the front loop. The strand closer to the outside is the back loop. Insert the hook into the front loop of the adjacent stitch. Then insert from front to back into the front loop of the second stitch. This part is tricky to adjust. Pay attention not to insert in the wrong position. There are 3 loops on the hook. Position the hook above the yarn tail. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. 2 loops remain. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. 1 single crochet decrease is completed. Crocheting this way creates smaller gaps between stitches, resulting in a more delicate and beautiful fabric texture. Continue crocheting down 4 single crochets. The first single crochet goes into the corresponding stitch. Pay attention not to crochet in the wrong position. One group of 4x is done. Continue with the second group, starting with 4 single crochets. After completing, work a single crochet decrease. Let me demonstrate the invisible decrease method again. Insert the hook from front to back into the front loops of 2 adjacent stitches on the left side. Place the hook above the yarn. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops on the hook. 2 loops remain. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. The single crochet decrease is finished. Continue with 4 single crochets. The second group is completed. Only one group remains in this round. Continue crocheting downward using the previous method. After everything is done, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch, end. Pull tight. Everyone, this is what it looks like after completing round 13. Next, crochet round 14, R14, is 7x, asterisk 3. It means crochet 7 single crochets first, then 1 single crochet decrease. Repeat this group 3 times. Continue crocheting them all the way down. Finally, finish with a slip stitch. Pull tight. Round 14 is completed. The crocheting method for rounds 15 to 19 is similar to before. Again, the position of increases, decreases must follow the chart. Follow the increases and decreases explanation for crocheting. Do not adjust randomly. Everyone, please refer to the pattern to complete them on your own. I won't demonstrate here. After completing round 19, take out the doll head and stuff the neck into the body. Secure the last round of the body in the middle groove. Check the opening size. If the last round opening is too large for the fabric piece to hold, or too small for the neck to fit through, adjust your tension and recrochet the last 3 rounds. I'll demonstrate the yarn tail treatment method at the end. Once completely done, make a chain stitch to secure. Stretch the loop, leaving about 5 centimeters of yarn tail. Cut off. Pull tight. Leave this yarn tail for now. Stuff fiber fill through this small hole. Adjust the position with the crochet hook while stuffing. Make it firmly stuffed and evenly. This is what the body looks like when completed. Next, crochet the arms. Refer to the chart. Both arms use the magic ring method, crocheting in rounds. Same crocheting method as the legs. Everyone, please refer to the pattern to complete them, leaving about 25 centimeters of yarn tail at the end. I won't demonstrate here. After crocheting the arms, stuff them with fiber fill, about half full. Then close this small hole, thread the reserved yarn tail into a yarn needle. Insert the needle from front to back through the front loops of the last 6 stitches. Pull tight the yarn tail after completion. At the position of the first and last stitch, secure it in place several times. The yarn tail is still long, leave it for now. The small hole is closed. One arm is completed. Fill and close the hole of the other one in the same way. I won't demonstrate here. Next, assemble all parts together. First, attach the body to the hat using the whip stitch method. The last round of the body has 15 single crochets. Sew the back 7 stitches to the hat, leaving 8 stitches unsewn. First, find the corresponding sewing position. Position the end-joined side of the body facing you. Align and press the opening flat along the front and back edges. Locate the front 8 stitches, place stitch markers on both sides to mark them. Between the two markers, including the stitches where markers are placed, are the reserved stitches, sew together the remaining 7 stitches. Thread the reserved yarn tail from the hat into a yarn needle. Insert the needle from front to back into the corresponding stitch on the body. Then pull it out from back to front through the corresponding stitch on the hat. Pull tight. Sew an extra stitch in the same position to secure it. Next, insert the needle from front to back into the adjacent stitch on the body. Pull it out from back to front through the adjacent stitch on the hat. Pull tight. Continue inserting the needle from front to back into the next adjacent stitch on the body. Pull it out from back to front through the hat, matching the corresponding stitch. Repeat this process all the way down to the stitch before the left stitch marker. Leave the yarn tail from the body for now. Place it behind. Finally, sew an extra stitch to secure it. Tie a simple knot with the yarn tail from breaking the body yarn. First weave it into the corresponding position, on the wrong side before tying. Remove the stitch marker. Hide the excess yarn tails inside the body. This secures the body and hat together. Next, attach the doll head. First, stuff fiber fill into the small hole below the doll's neck. In practice, if it's not lying flat underneath, trim it if needed. Trim them flat. Adjust the position while stuffing. Fill the entire doll head with fiber fill. After completing, insert the neck into the body. The last round of the body should sit in the groove in the middle of the neck. You can also apply glue at the neck position to attach the head and fabric piece together for extra security. Next, put on the hat. This completes the doll head assembly. Finally, attach the arms to the fourth to last round, on both sides of the body. approximately in line with the legs, with about 8 to 9 single crochets between the two arms. When attaching, place stitch markers at the corresponding sewing positions on the body. I've already marked them in advance here. Thread the reserved yarn tail of the arm through the yarn needle. Align and flatten the front and back of the arm. Insert the needle into the corresponding stitches of the front and back of the necklace. Pull the yarn through. Locate the corresponding sewing position for the arm. Insert the needle into the corresponding stitch. Exit through the corresponding stitch on the other side. Pull the yarn tail through. Take the second arm. Similarly, align and flatten its front and back. The needle exits through the corresponding stitches of the front and back. Pay attention while threading. Check the arm position. Remove the stitch marker. Insert into the adjacent corresponding stitches of the front and back. Pass through the body. Exit on the other side. Pass through the previous arm, into the adjacent corresponding stitches of the front and back. Tighten the yarn tail. Sewing the arms this way allows them to rotate freely. Repeat this process once more to secure. Pull the yarn tail out through the wrong side of the body. Pull the other yarn tail out through the wrong side of the body. Right next to the previously pulled out yarn tail. Tie several simple knots with the two yarn tails. Trim the excess. Hide the yarn tails inside the body. Here's what the two arms look like after being secured. Now the main part is complete. Next, let's learn how to make and attach the accessories. First, make the hair bun. The hair bun consists of yarn tails, ribbon, and fabric piece. First, crochet the fabric piece. Check the chart, use chain ring method to crochet in rounds. Watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Start with a foundation chain. The chart shows 8ch joined in a round, meaning crochet 8 chain stitches first, then make a slip stitch to form a circle. Hang the yarn tail on the left hand. Place the crochet hook below the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. There's a loop on the hook. Pinch the crossing point of the loop with your left hand. The hook is on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. This slip knot does not count as a stitch. Tighten the yarn tail. You can also make a slip knot directly, and place it on the hook. Slightly adjust the loop size. Crochet down to make 8 chain stitches. Don't make these 8 stitches too tight. Keep it slightly loose. After completing, mark the last chain stitch. Attach to the right side of this strand. Next, join with a slip stitch in the first chain stitch. Turn the braid with the wrong side facing you, and fold both sides in half toward the middle. Pick up the top strand of the first braid, and join with a slip stitch. Pull the slip stitch tight. This completes the cast on. Next, work round 1, R1, which is even, 8x. This means pick up the starting chain braid with X stitch single crochet, 1 stitch to another, for a total of 8 stitches. Chain 1 is the turning chain. Pull tight. The turning chain corresponds to the braid below. Work a single crochet into it. While crocheting, weave in the starting yarn tail together. First, place the yarn tail behind. Insert the hook into the corresponding braid, pick up the top strand of the braid and work a single crochet. Mark the first single crochet. Next, pick up the top strand of the adjacent braid, and work a single crochet. Don't forget to weave in the yarn tail while crocheting. Continue to work single crochets into the top strand of each braid in sequence. Complete this round. There is also a stitch at the marker spot, don't miss it. After completion, have the right side of the fabric facing you. At the first stitch position, join with a slip stitch to finish. Pull tight. Cut off the excess yarn tail from the beginning chain. As you can see, this is what it looks like after completing the first round. Rounds 2 through 3 are worked even with 8x. The method is simple, please complete them on your own, I won't demonstrate here. After completing round 3, secure with a chain stitch. Pull a large loop, leaving a yarn tail about 5 centimeters long. Cut off. Pull tight. Weave in the yarn tail along the texture on the right side. One fabric piece is now secured. Crochet the other one in the same way. I won't demonstrate here. Next, assemble the hair buns. Take a look at the finished product. Attach the left and right hair buns at the position between the 6th and 7th rounds of the hat. They should be roughly in a straight line with the arms. Please watch my demonstration of the specific making method. Next, I'll demonstrate the making method using a main part sample. First, place a stitch marker at the corresponding position on the hat for attachment. After completing, cut 3 yarn tails and ribbons about 80 centimeters long. The yarn tail color matches the main part color. Here the color scheme is random. Align the yarn tails and ribbons, then fold them in half. Insert the hook into the corresponding position. Hook out the folded loop. Then thread the yarn tails through the loop. Gently tighten. Note that this loop should not be pulled too tight. Take out the fabric piece. Hook the yarn tails out of the fabric piece. Place the fabric piece at the bottom loop position. Divide the yarn tails into 2 equal groups. Thread one group into the sewing needle, and pass the needle through the loop from underneath. To make sewing easier, pinch the remaining yarn tails with your left hand, and place them on the side. Pass through the fabric piece. Gently tighten. Wrap the fabric piece up. Continue passing through the loop folded in a straight line. Come out of the fabric piece. Gently tighten. Wrap the fabric piece up. Wrap the fabric piece down to about halfway. Pay attention when sewing, there should be no gaps between segments. Gently tighten. Remove the sewing needle after finishing sewing. Leave the yarn tails for now. Use another yarn tail to wrap the remaining part of the fabric piece. Pay attention, always come out through the loop folded from underneath when sewing. Pass through the middle of the fabric piece. If you encounter resistance when pulling, you can use pliers. Wrap the yarn tails more around uneven areas. Finally, gently tighten all yarn tails. Trim off the excess. Tuck the yarn tails in slightly. This completes one hair bun. Make another using the same method. Complete them on your own, I won't demonstrate here. Next, make the pendant. Take a single loop and use pliers to open the opening. Insert a bead. Insert a 9-shaped pin. Then close the single loop. Insert a flower chip and a purl onto the 9-shaped pin. After completion, insert another 9-shaped pin. Bend the top of the 9-shaped pin into a ring, and secure it with the inserted 9-shaped pin. This completes one pendant. Make another using the same method. Complete them on your own, I won't demonstrate here. Next, insert the pendant through the center position of the hair bun into the hat. Then put on the hat. Adjust the internal 9-shaped pin to create a curve according to the head shape. Apply glue at the position where the pendant is secured to make it more secure. This completes the installation of the pendant. Next, make the bow decoration. First, cut a yarn tail about 20 centimeters long. The color scheme is random here. Take one strand, thread the needle, and set it aside for later use. Next, cut 2 ribbons about 14 centimeters long. Align them. Fold both ends toward the middle. Overlap them together. Fold into a bow shape. Take the sewing needle and draw through from the backside of the ribbon center. Pull out a small part at the front. Insert slightly apart from the previous position. Tie a simple knot with both yarn tails on the wrong side. Trim the excess. Next, glue a star at the center position of the bow. Apply glue on the back of the star. Attach it to the center position of the bow. Slightly trim both ends of the bow. This completes the bow decoration. Attach the bow decoration to the middle position of the third round, from the bottom on the body. Apply glue on the backside of the bow. Stick it to the corresponding position. As you can see, this is what the bow decoration looks like after being secured. Next, attach the patch to the body. Apply glue on the wrong side of the patch. Attach it to the right side bottom of the body, around the 9th round. Wait for the glue to dry, and the patch will be secured. Our kit also includes a keyring. After all accessories are attached, install it according to your preference. I'll demonstrate the keyring installation method using one main part. Attach the keyring to the middle position of the 5th or 6th round on the hat. Adjust the position as needed, and mark the corresponding position with a stitch marker. Take a yarn tail about 30 centimeters long and thread the needle. Insert the needle through the corresponding position. Pull out part of the yarn tail. Leave about 5 centimeters in length. Insert into the keyring's buttonhole. Insert into the adjacent stitch. Draw through the next stitch on the other side. Pull tight the yarn tail. Thread through the buttonhole. Draw through the corresponding position on the hat. Pull tight. Sew a few more stitches downward to secure. Finally, tie a few simple knots with the reserved yarn tail. Crochet the yarn tail into the inside of the hat to hide it. You can also slightly tighten along the texture of the hat surface. This completes the keyring attachment, and the crochet method for this Zodiac toy is finished. If you have any unclear points during the crocheting process, contact our Facebook group. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you later.